Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali, and in this video tutorial we are going to allow a user to basically add a description for a blog and choose picture from his from his directory from anywhere you want. And then when he click on post, then we will save that inside the Firebase database and Firebase storage. So yeah, let's go to storage, and here you can see store and retrieve. Just click on this get started, that's it, and click next. Done. So yeah, so for all the blogs, the pictures, as you know, the files or pictures we save inside our Firebase storage, and then we add and save the link of that image inside the Firebase database. So we are going to create a separate parent node for all the blogs by name blogs. Okay, so yeah, let's go to our Visual Studio, and now what we can do here is that in here, when we say inside our after this, if the form validation, basically in the previous tutorial, as you know, we have created this page where we do the validation for our this form. Now we are going to upload it to the database, so for that we need to create a reference to our Firebase database, and we are going to create a reference for new node, which will be our blogs node. Okay, and that node will contain all the blogs data, and which will be linked for the images to the Firebase storage. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is, let's add a comment here about the script tag. We have to do it here. So I'm going to give it name as let's add a comment, and we can say that is, so that we can differentiate between the code easily. Upload and save to Firebase storage, and this is just a comment for our understanding. I hope you know about this. Okay, and yeah, let's just copy paste this, and then in here we will write our code. So yeah, let's create a database reference first. So we can say var database ref equals to Firebase, and by the way, for this we have already added our Firebase links here at the top. In order to use the Firebase app, Firebase or database, everything. I hope you have followed the previous tutorial completely. Okay, if you have not, then please go and watch the first video. The previous tutorial first. Okay, so yeah, that is okay. We can just say database dot ref dot child, and it will be our new node, which will be blogs. And then we can say database reference dot once value dot then function, not this one, dot then function, put two curly braces, make sure to add a semicolon, and here let's give it name as snapshot. So first of all, we have to get the image name, so we can say picture. Now we cannot store the image by their default name. Now there will be a problem if you do like this. I mean, we have to store the images by adding random names so that it cannot replace with a picture if both pictures have, let's say, same name. Okay, so for that I'm going to use the date time. I mean, the date time is different. As you know, once the time pass, it can never be recalled. Okay, I mean, it is different, by the way. So for that, what we're gonna do is I can just simply say date str equals to date dot get time. So it will basically get the time, and then we have to create another variable in which we will combine both this name and date str. So basically we will have a file complete random name. So I'm going to give it the same name, which is, let's say, the variable name will be file complete name equals to, and we have to combine the name plus, let's separate it with underscore plus, and then we can just pass the date str. So in this way we have a unique random name, or you can say unique random key, for storing the image. Okay, and also we can add this for storing the blog data inside the database also. So first we have to store the image inside the Firebase storage. So for that we can just create a storage reference. So storage ref equals to firebase dot storage dot ref dot child, and inside the storage, I mean, here we are going to create a folder, and that folder name is, we can just give it a name as, let's say, blog images. Okay, so inside this blog images folder we will store all the, different users images when the users uploaded inside our this web app using Firebase. So yeah, then we has to, first let me write a variable, let's say blog storage ref equals to storage reference dot child, and we have to pass this file complete name here. Then we can just put this, so we can save file upload task equals to block storage reference dot put, and then pass the picture to it. So it will save the database inside the blocks folder, and inside that we will have that picture by the name file complete name. Okay, which is basically a combination of date and that picture original name. So just a unique random name, so that it cannot replace with the image if both image has same name or different image has same name. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now we have to also save this in our database, but before going to that we have to update our this progress bar, so that we can let the user know that the image is uploading. Okay, and in case of error we have to display an error message. So for that we can just say upload task dot on, and in here we can say state underscore changed, comma. Now make sure to put a semicolon here. Okay, and let's move this to the next line. Now here, let me tell you, let's stop here. And one thing which we forgot is we are outside, writing this code, outside our this when a user click on our, let me tell you this, where it is, this one, save blog button, which is our this post button basically. So I'm really sorry. All you're gonna need is just to, and that is why, I mean, this is the advantage of using these comments. Okay, so now we know that we just wrote code up to here, from here up to here. Okay, for our, I mean, to save it in the database and storage. So all you're gonna need is just to cut this code up to this comment, which is upload and save. Just control, select this and press Control X. Okay, just like that, and then remove this extra space first. Okay, and then come here after this if statement. Okay, after this if statement, which comes under our this save blog button, which is basically this post button. When a user click on this button, then only that we will after this validation, we will store it inside the Firebase real-time database and Firebase storage. Okay, so just paste that code here. Okay, which is this one, and if you want to move it to here, then just select this first, and then let's move it by pressing tab button on your keyboard. Okay, so here you can see it is moved ahead. Just press tab button. So yeah, now everything is okay. Now once you move it inside our this, okay, make sure that it is inside our this save blog dot click function. Here you can see it. So yeah, that's it after this if statement. So that is okay. I mean, now we can go ahead. Sorry for that. Okay, so let's create our function as I told you for our this progress bar. So we can just say function, and let's give it the same name as progress, and then pass the snapshot. I mean, by the snapshot we can say, then make sure to put a comma here, and in here we can say var percentage equals to snapshot dot byte, just like we did, I mean, in Android Studio, and for I mean calculating the progress. Bytes transferred divide by snapshot dot total bytes, and then multiply with 100, and then we can access our this progress. The ID for this one is upload progress. Okay, here you can see it, upload progress. Just copy it, come down here, and here we can say, let's just copy this thing. Okay, just copy it and paste it here, and then replace this ID with it. This is just for the time saying, because I found, I mean, I write by writing this dollar and everything, it took very long time. So anyways, upload progress dot html math dot round percentage, and let's concatenate a percentage icon, or you can say this thing, I mean this percentage sign alongside with it, and then copy paste this, paste it here, upload progress dot attr, and first of all let's remove this. First we have to pass style comma width, and then after that we can concatenate percentage. You can also create a function that will, I mean, with the help of which you can display error. Okay, just by writing function error, or we can say ERR, just to differentiate between these two. And then you can write any message here if you want. I will leave it empty. Now, what I mean, if it is successfully uploaded to the Firebase storage, if the image is uploaded successfully to the Firebase storage, then we are going to save the image information, that is its link, the description, inside the Firebase database now. So for that, we can just say Firebase complete. We are going to create a function Firebase complete. Then here we need to get the user, the Firebase user, I mean Firebase dot auth dot current user, and you have to, I mean, write the same spelling which I am writing here. Okay, let's create a variable by the name username, and we are going to retrieve the user who is online. Okay, so we are going to retrieve his name from the database, that is Mohammed Ali, which is basically our first name and second name, and we will store this first and last name alongside with the blog information, so that we can know that is by which user this post is updated, and then we can display that name alongside with the blog information. So first we have to retrieve it, so we can just say firebase dot database dot ref, and in here let's create a reference to our users node, and inside that users node we are searching for the unique ID, I mean the user who is online. So how we can do it? All we're going to need is just to type slash, then here we have to pass the user, which is our basically our Firebase user dot UID. So the user who is basically online, it will get that ID, and then we are by using this reference we are going to retrieve the username of that user. Okay, so now we can say, well, let's give it a name as a snapshot, just like that a snapshot we use in Android development. Okay, so we just give it a name as snapshot, and then here we can say snapshot dot well. So if snapshot dot well exists, and snapshot, which means the snapshot dot well means that if that user exists, if that user ID exists in the database, and also we are going to search for the first name, is if the first name exists or not. So we have to pass the first name, which is basically first name and then second name. So yeah, let's just copy paste this, paste it here, and then we can say S name, which is second name, and the name of it is second name. So let's use the same second name, and then we can concatenate this name in our user's name here. Okay, which is F name, first name, plus, and then add some space, and then our S name, second name. Now once we do this, now is the time to upload the data inside the Firebase database, real-time database. So how we can do it? We can just say upload task. One thing which I need to mention here is that till now, I mean, we just write the code for the progress, we are updating it, and we say dot put picture. Now we are putting the picture, but we have to get the this picture URL from our Firebase storage, and once we get that download URL, then we will store it inside the Firebase database alongside with the username and the post description. So we can get that URL by just saying upload task dot snapshot dot get download URL. As I told you, make sure to write the same spellings which you are seeing on your screen, because these are the exact keywords from Firebase. I mean, you can't just write by yourself. Function to curly braces, make sure to put a semicolon here, and in here we can say var. Also let's add a time first, that is on which time the user is going to upload this. So we can say new date var options equals to so we can now customize our this date. Okay, so we can do it by just write weekday to get the day, and it is long, comma, then we can say month, and it will be also long, data type, and then day, which is basically will be in 2 digits, comma, year, and it will be numeric, 2 digit long numeric. Okay, then let's sorry, my voice just okay. So let's create an object in which we will store our all post information, and then we can store it inside the uh, database. So we can give it a name as blog data, just like we use hash maps in Android Studio. So blog data equals to, then put two curly braces, make sure to put a semicolon here. In here we are storing it now. So first of all, we have our image, the blog image, and we can store it. It is stored inside the we can get this URL, and here we say get download URL, then inside this function we have to pass any variable name. So let's give it name as download URL, which will basically be a link to our Firebase storage image. The link where the image is stored inside the Firebase storage, and we are getting that download URL, with the help of which we can access that image. Okay, so we are storing it inside the database now. So the second thing is the image name. So we can just give it a name as a name, and it is stored inside the file complete name variable. Then after that we have the description, so let's save it by the name desc, and we can pass the desc variable to it. Then we have the user id, which we can store by using UID, and you can pass it just by user Firebase user.uid. And then of course the name of the user, and it is stored inside our username variable. And then the time and date, so we can say time, and then you can pass the time to it, so we can say time dot to local string. Now in which format we say en-us comma numeric. Okay, not like this. First we have to write two curly braces, and in here we have to say our HOUR, and yeah, then we can say numeric comma. After this we want the minute comma. It will also be numeric comma hour 12, and 12 our format, so we can say hour 12 true. And then put a comma here. And even I told you that we need curly brace, but just by mistake I wrote the other I mean these kind of braces, not this, just the curly braces. Okay, this inside paste that again. So yeah, inside the curly brace. Now after this what we need is basically to add the date also. So we can say date. The date we already defined inside the options. Okay, so all you're gonna need is just to copy this thing, paste it here. So time dot to local date string, and remove this thing. Okay, also now this US basically means to the US format. I mean there is different kind of thing related to the date. I hope you guys know about this. Okay, so anyways, just press the options, which is basically our date. Okay, date object, we define the format for it just like we define it for the time. So yeah, I mean that's it. Now this is our, now we have to just store the save this object inside the Firebase database. So for this after, and one thing, as you know that we want that on our home page, we want that our new post appear at the top. Okay, or you can say in the descending order. So since you know that real-time database has no function like in which we can retrieve the data in descending order, or you can say that is the new blog post appear here at the top. Basically I mean that. So how we can do it? For that we can create integer type or string type counter basically, and then by using that we can arrange the data, I mean order the data in descending order or ascending order. I mean that is, so in our case basically we want that the new post appear at the top. So for that let's create a counter variable here at the top. So what I'm going to do is, well, come here to our blog post area, and then here let's add a script tag, and let's create a variable inside the script tag, and that variable will be basically by the name counter equals to 0. We just initialize it with 0. And now for 2 or 3 seconds just ignore this counter. Okay, now let's first add this data to the Firebase real-time database. So I mean everything is ready now. Just after this blog data object, we can say, I mean we have to create a random key for storing this inside the real-time database. So we can say new post ref equals to database dot push, so that every child store by unique random key. Even instead of this push, you can also store this by using the image name, which is also you are storing inside the storage by unique random name, or you can say unique random key. So anyways, just we can now say that new postref dot set, and pass the object which is our blog data, comma function So if any error occur, then in that case we have to display any message. Otherwise, when we say new post.set block data, then it will save the data in the database. But if any error occur, then we can just say that, by the way, we are going to display our this tag. If I show you, which is our result, okay, this div, inside this div, which will appear below the post button, or you can say over this save button, okay, here. So we will display the error message, that is some error occur. So anyways, here we can say we have to access that. So we can say dollar hash, and the ID for that is basically result, so you have to access it by the same ID which you give to that field there, okay. So a double T. Now basically we are using this bootstrap tag alert danger, which will appear basically in red color, and then we can display that exception message, that is basically what kind of error occur, okay. So let us just copy paste this result dot html, and then we can say double r dot message. Else we are going to display the success message, that is the post has been uploaded successfully, the blog. So we will display it in the result div. So just copy it and paste it here, and instead of class alert success here, and let's add, instead of this we can display our message, that is blog has been updated, yeah, or you can say uploaded or updated, whatever you like, uploaded successfully. And then you can refresh the page, or you can just say window.open. Also you can use the window.location.h reference, and also you can open the window.open, whatever you like. So you will open the self, I mean the window on which we are already there. Now basically all the thing related to uploaded, I mean the image to the Firebase storage, okay, which we write here this code, and then to get the URL from that by using this, and then to store all the post information, we just create an object and we pass the data to this object, like image name, description, etc. And then we use our new post ref, which is to the blogs node inside the database, which will be create now when we upload blogs, and then we store it there, and if any error occur we are displaying the error message. So I hope you understand the whole code. Now once we upload the post, we have to reset our form. I mean if there is any messages like that, like success messages, that is post has been updated, or if there are any error occur, that is the blog has not been uploaded for any reason, then for that let's create a function basically that will reset the whole form. So after this I mean here below this one tag, okay, below this comment, here you can see this curly brace and this brace, okay. After this let's create our function, and that will be basically by the name function reset form. And here we can say, let's just copy paste this thing and paste it here, and we can change the blog dash form, which is our complete form, okay, which is the ID for our form tag. If you come and go scroll to the top, then the basically the form tag has a unique ID, which is blog dash form, and then we can say dot reset. Let me show to you guys so that there is no confusion. Okay, I'm talking about this form. Okay, this form tag. Okay, and by the way, the ID is main form. So I mean that is really good that we confirm it. Otherwise there will be, it will not work then. And the next thing is, once the image is uploaded, then we have to remove the image from the selected image. So we can just, let's just copy paste this, paste it here, and then we can say selected image, and yeah, and here we have to say remove this, and here we have to say fade out, and also we have to make the upload progress to basically that is to complete it. Okay, we can just display there that, so progress, sorry, upload progress, which is the ID for that upload progress, and then here upload progress dot html. In here we can say complete it. Now yeah, that is okay. So basically our code ends here. Now we have to test it. But one thing which we will add is, which we will do basically in the next tutorial, which is related to the next tutorial, and basically that is basically to retrieve the post and display it in descending order, or you can say that is the new post appear here at the top, and that we will do basically by using this counter variable, which we just initialize with 0, but basically we will use this counter variable in the next tutorial. So for now, let's just test our this code which we write for uploading the data to the Firebase storage and Firebase database. So just save all, okay, and then let's come here to the browser and refresh the page first, and then write some description here, that is, hello, this is my first post or blog, whatever. Okay, just do it and select image. Then from here you can choose any image you want. Let's choose this one. Okay, and then click on post, and it do not updating the progress, but anyways, let's go to the inspect element and see if there is any error or what. Uncaught promise date get time, fade in is not a function. Here we have to add new date dot get time, and then let me check the whole code. Then we have our firebase dot storage dot ref dot child block images, and yeah, even if you pass this block images and remove this child, then basically it means the same, like I'm talking about this thing. Okay, dot ref block images, but it doesn't matter. Even if you use dot child, it means the same. Let's just remove this extra spacing, maybe if it is because of that. Yeah, and also, and next thing is, okay, sorry, here we forgot to write, that is, upload task dot snapshot dot ref dot get download url dot then, and yeah, because it was empty before, you are not getting that. Okay, and then time new date console. Now here you can see whenever you write this, and then for the image, okay, when we say fed in, that we used in the code, so basically it is related to the jQuery, and if you just copy this, which is fed in is not a function, okay, and just Google it, so it will open some Stack Overflow, okay, options, I mean the links. Just come here, and if you scroll to the answers, then here they say basically that it is because of the version, okay. If you read this, just read it, and then from here what we're gonna do is just to switch back to this version of the jQuery, I mean the link which we had in our code. For now at the time, here you can see we are using 3.3.1. So what we're gonna do is let's just copy this one, I mean and this whole script tag which is to the jQuery, and from here remove the previous one, which is basically, if I show you, which is this one, in which we use this cross origin and all these things. Just remove that and replace it with this one, okay, which is jQuery 3.2.1. Just do that, come here and refresh the page, okay, and then just write some description and let's select image so that we can see if we get any error. Okay, it is working now fine. Yeah, now let's click on post. Now that error is gone, but now we have one error which is related to the Firebase storage, and that's a uncaught in promise error, no storage bucket defined in Firebase options. We add that, I mean after adding this jQuery link, I mean this version which is 3.2.1, there is no need to write this twice, which is our this thing, okay. When we say that is fed in, then it basically means that the image must be displayed here when if there is any image, okay. So there is no need to write this dot show now, okay. Just remove this. Fed in will work for dot show, that is it will display the image. You can test it, okay, if you do not believe me. But anyways, that is not a big problem. The problem is to store the Firebase thing as, okay, here you can see it. Now that error which says that no bucket storage defined in Firebase. For that, if you come here to the index.js, then here you can see at the time when we were first of all, let me tell you that is this storage bucket is null, I mean there is no defined the storage defined here. Now at the time when we were creating the database and we were connecting our this app to the Firebase, then we just did it for the Firebase authentication and Firebase database. At that time we do not create the bucket, which is basically this thing, I mean the storage bucket, okay, the Firebase storage basically. So I mean we have to basically get our bucket now, I mean it will be updated automatically in our Firebase. So how we can get it? All you're gonna need is just to, so just come click here project settings, and here you will see if you scroll little bit, then here you will see this thing, okay, which is basically our updated you can say script for using the Firebase all features, okay. And here you can see it is added automatically after when we create our storage, okay, at the start. I hope you remember when we come here to the storage at the start of this video, and we just click on get started for the storage. So here you can see it is added successfully. Now what you're going to do is just copy this var, okay, which says Firebase config. Just copy this and come here and replace with this one. Just replace it, and yeah, that's it. We are now ready. I mean it will work fine, okay. One thing which I need to mention here is that our all code is I mean there is no error, but one thing which I need to mention here is basically when we say, here you can see we create our database reference, but just by mistake down below when we say that is when we were storing our this data in the database, here you can see var new post ref, and we have to paste this one, database reference dot push. I mean inside our blogs we are going to create a random key which is which we can create using the dot push. So by mistake we just write database, sorry for that. Okay, now the rest of the thing will be same. Just save all, come here and then refresh this page. Okay, once you refresh it, then write some random description. Hello, this is my new blog post, and then you can just select a picture. Okay, and then now you can just click on this post, and here you can see the progress go automatically. Blog has been uploaded successfully, so everything is working fine. Even if I show you the inspect element, then here you can see we have no error in the console. And once you get this, I mean, there is no need to check the console, but if you get the progress bar completely done to 100, and here you can see blog has been uploaded successfully. Now if we go and just refresh our storage first, also if I show you the database, then here you can see the blog node. A blogs node is created successfully. In here, this unique random key, we have the blog information, the image, URL, description, date, name, time, and UID for, I mean, that user, that is this user upload this post. If I show you, here you can see it, Muhammad Ali, and these are the information. And also inside the storage we have this blogs images folder created. If we just go inside that, then in here you can see we have this image. So yeah, I mean, we have successfully uploaded the data and image to the Firebase storage and Firebase real-time database. Here you can see it. Now in the next tutorial, we are going to retrieve the data and display it here on the main page. And once we do this, we will also retrieve the data in descending order so that the new block appear here at the top. So yeah, that's it for this video, and in the next video we will further work on it. I mean, we will retrieve the data, retrieve the images and these data and display it on our home page. Bye for now.